सच की डगर, सच की डगर मुश्किल हो चाहे सफर, तुझको लगे ना डर, ऊंचा हो सर। मन झूठा सच्चा मन, मन के तो है लाख रंग, मन से चले रोज जंग सुन, मन झुकना सच के ही संग।
Please be seated. At the start of any convocation, it is traditional to have an invocation song. This year we have decided to have an invocation song, Wo Din Bhi Kya Din The, from the movie Chichore, selected by the chief guest. Please listen to the inspirational song and reflect on it.
यादों के पुराने एल्बम में छिपा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन, गुल्लक में पड़ी जवानी सी बचा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन। ना किसी मंजिल की फिक्र थी जिंदगी, जीने की उम्र थी दोस्ती, और दोस्तों से उधार के दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, ओ, भी क्या दिन थे, ओ, भी क्या दिन थे, ओ, बिगड़े हुए इंसान थे, शैतान की संतान थे, लेकिन ब्रदर जो भी कहो वो यार ही तो जानते, कॉलेज की कुड़ी से करने आके चार के दिन थे, आए जिंदगी में पहले पहले प्यार के दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे, ओ, क्या दिन थे, ओ, क्या दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे।
Thank you. We will now start the proceedings. Honorable Chairman, sir, I request you to declare the convocation open. Thank you.
I request the director to present his report.
Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Arunabha Ghosh, Mr. Kiran Karnik, Chairman, Board of Governors, members of the Senate, members of the faculty and staff, invited guests, our well-wishers, all the graduating students and their family members. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 11th convocation of IIIT Delhi. I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Arunabha Ghosh for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest and kindly agreeing to deliver the convocation address. Dr. Ghosh is an international public policy expert, author, columnist, and an institution builder. He is the founder CEO of the Council on Energy, Environment, and Water. IIIT Delhi celebrated its 14th Foundation Day this year. The institute nurtures a collective vision to be a leading academic institution by advancing knowledge through high-impact research and imparting quality education to produce scientifically adept and socially aware professionals. It also encourages the prospect of catalyzing innovation-driven entrepreneurship, thereby addressing the tactical goals of the nation and the emerging needs of a global society. In this convocation, we are proud to confer 390 BTech, 191 MTech, 5 MTech dual degrees. Along with these, we are also conferring 21 PhD degrees. In fact, we are graduating our 100th PhD student in this convocation. Congratulations to all the graduates. The faculty members at the institute are amongst the finest in the country and are globally recognized for their research and innovation. They also contribute significantly to the nation's development by being associated with many decision-making bodies. Currently, there are 90 regular faculty members, including 3 international faculty, 13 visiting faculty members, and 2 professors of practice. The 2 professors of practice have been recruited for the first time at the institute, who bring in industry experience into the classrooms. In the past year, the faculty members were invited to more than 200 venues as speakers. Last year, the faculty members organized 6 faculty development programs. The faculty have also received several awards and recognitions in the past year. Some of these are the Harry Rowe Mimno Award for Excellence in Technical Communications, Google TensorFlow Faculty Award, CXO Health Excellence Award, Google Explore CS Research Award, the Neelom Prize for Design and Research Contributions, amongst others. IIIT-Delhi continuously strives to introduce new areas in its academic programs with an aim to generate intellectual capital for the nation and build the institution and lead on the technological front. With this spirit, the institute has started a new BTech program, BTech in Electronics and VLSI Engineering, one of the country's first such programs at the bachelor's level. IIIT-Delhi is also setting up an electropreneur park to promote innovation and create startups in the space of electronic design and fabrication. The idea is to create a holistic ecosystem where the faculty members and students of IIIT-Delhi can actively engage with electronics startups. The institute is also working with the Delhi government and the EPIC Foundation to explore the possibility of an electronic design village. This year, the institute has also started a minor in quantum technology and a dual degree program in computational biology. IIIT-Delhi is deeply committed to carrying out meaningful and impactful research with the dual purpose of pushing the knowledge boundaries and achieving the national goal of technological self-reliance. Last year, the faculty members and students published over 500 research papers in 245 journals, 190 conferences, and 52 workshops, in addition to 19 book and book chapters. Some research papers have received the Best Paper and Poster awards. Many PhD students were selected for prestigious research grants and fellowships, such as the Prime Minister's Fellowship, Vishweshwarya Fellowship, TCS Fellowships, etc. External research funding is an important instrument for the sustainability of the research ecosystem. Sponsored projects are essential for strengthening a curiosity-driven and applications-inspired research culture in higher education institute. In the financial year 21-22, a total of 63 projects were sanctioned, with a total external funding of 22.8 crore. The institute realizes the importance of sponsored research, and the institute's Innovation, Research and Development Division has been organizing internal grant writing workshops. Being a state university, IIIT-Delhi is committed to contributing to the region and being relevant to the community. From the perspective of vehicular mobility, the world is gradually moving towards an increasingly connected, autonomous, electrified, and shared future. The Center of Excellence on Sustainable Mobility at IIIT-Delhi was formally inaugurated in July 22. The work carried out in this center, like the contactless ticketing project, will help improve the ease of living for the common citizens of Delhi. The Center of Excellence in Healthcare, started in 2020, is contributing to the health system transformation through data analytics and digital platforms. This year, a new Center of Excellence in Human-Centered Computing has also been established. This COE will also facilitate research collaborations, capacity building, and exchange of researchers between European Union and India. I'm also happy to share that we inaugurated a new Center for Quantum Technologies last week, which will work towards developing affordable solutions with a focus on India's specific opportunities and requirements. The institute is actively contributing to the Delhi Research Implementation and Innovation Program, which is called the DRIVE, supported by the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. This is geared towards solving emerging challenges in the National Capital Region. IIIT Delhi is on the board of the Drive Foundation, which is a Section 8 company. The institute has also started an internal Grand Challenges program to give impetus to specific research areas in order to bring about a seismic shift. IIIT Delhi organized its annual Research, Innovation and Incubation Showcase, RISE, in April 2022. It had 8 key themes, including artificial intelligence, cyber-physical systems, design, healthcare, lab-to-market, sustainability, and technology as a public good. This annual event provided a platform for participants to explore the research undertaken at the institute. More than 400 students from across the country presented their research work and explored opportunities related to startup ideas and possible collaborations. Today, medical robots and autonomous machines in the medical field are transforming how surgeries are performed, thus freeing up quality time for doctors to engage with patients. The Technology Innovation Hubs, TIH, of IIIT Delhi and IIT Delhi have together set up India's first medical cobotics center at IIIT Delhi. This center will be a technology-enabled medical simulation cum training facility for young resident doctors. Besides acting as a validation center for the research outcomes in healthcare robotics and digital health. Collaboration is recognized and appreciated at all levels at IIIT Delhi, between academic units, between research institutions, and most importantly, with industry. IIIT Delhi has recently signed an MOU with TCS to collaborate on research areas of mutual interest and explore a new concept of flipped internship, where the students will stay at the institute, working on their internship in close interaction with industry collaborators. IIIT Delhi has also forged new partnerships with Applied Solar Technologies, Transport Department, Government of NCT, Department of Biotechnology, Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute and Research Center, ICMR, and many more in order to carry out research-driven projects. Under the Industry Outreach Program, a collaboration has been established with Japan-based company Fast Retailing, where FR will cover full tuition and related costs for 5 BTech students and a master's student. An innovation lab at IIIT Delhi is also being set up with support from Samsung. This unique collaboration with Samsung will not only provide support for equipment, but also for student fellowships. IIIT Delhi and IIT Delhi have signed an MOU that will help both the institutes collaborate and cooperate in various domains. This MOU enables both the institutes to jointly guide research candidates, jointly propose research and training programs, and jointly propose centers of excellence, which may be spread over the 2 institutes. 5 joint research projects are already underway under this program. To further augment the institute's global connect, IIIT Delhi has signed MOUs with Nagasaki University, University of Oulu, University of Naples Federico, Leland Stanford Junior University, University of Cape Town, University of Trinity, and Central Michigan University. In fact, last year, the faculty members collaborated with their peers in over 40 countries that led to co-authored papers, co-advised PhD students, and of course, joint projects. Entrepreneurial thinking is a mindset, and the Institute focuses on how innovation and entrepreneurship can play a positive socio-economic role in society. IIIT Incubation Center has been selected as one of the Prayas Center under the Nidhi Prayas scheme. This is a first in the National Capital Region. Last year, the Incubation Center received over 3.3 crore funding from DST, MIT, and the Delhi government. In this convocation, I'm happy to share, we are also graduating 5 students with minor in entrepreneurship, something we started just a couple of years back. Sustainable development is now a moral responsibility, and every organization must shoulder it in the light of the daily environmental degradation that is taking place. The Institute has consciously decided to dedicate its expertise in promoting Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development Goals. IIIT Delhi has started the tradition of hosting an annual conclave with a simple idea: to create a public platform to discuss the use of information technology for sustainable development of the National Capital Region. The Digital Delhi Conclave, held in December 2021, had the theme Climate Action for a Sustainable Future and had keynotes, panel discussions, and an art exhibition on climate action. IIIT Delhi hosted the 11th Biennial Conference of the Indian Society of Ecological Economics, INSEE, focused on the theme Sustainable Societies, Ecological Systems, and Economic Development, with an emphasis on air, water, solid waste, energy, transport, and health. Again, in December 21, IIIT Delhi hosted the first international conference on pollution prevention and clean technologies, and also the Taiwan-India workshop on emerging environment and energy challenges of technology exchange. The Institute's international admissions program is expanding at a healthy pace and adding to the growing student diversity on campus. Currently, the Institute has students from over 17 different countries and offers 25 to 100% fellowships to our international students. In the last academic year, 14 students received fellowships over $46,000 US. IIIT Delhi has also been in sync with the needs of the industry in terms of capacity building. The Institute has started 2 PG programs, PG Diploma in Data Science and AI with IBM, and PG Diploma in Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence with Great Learning. I'm happy to share that the first batch has graduated and received their postgraduate diploma in Data Science and Artificial Intelligence in this year. IIIT Delhi has also designed a certificate program in CS teaching to improve CS teaching in colleges and other institutions. The Institute's student placement activities are seeing a healthy growth. This year, the Institute has recorded a noteworthy placement of over 98% students. During this placement season, despite the effect of the pandemic on the global job market, the students were able to secure a total of 730 offers, including 585 full-time job offers and 145 internship offers. There is a substantial growth in the A+ offers, which is the CTC greater than 11 lakhs per annum. In fact, out of the 585 full-time offers, 512 were A+ offers. That's like 87%. Our students are also going to top universities for higher education, like the University of Massachusetts, University of Southern California, University of Maryland, Stony Brook University, University of Georgia, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Indore, etc. Apart from academics and research, the Institute has a vibrant student community that organizes and participates in various extracurricular activities. Interested students have the opportunity to be involved in the National Service Scheme, NSS, which we started recently, Student Counseling Service, student committees, sports activities, student publications, student welfare, etc. The students run over 25 clubs and have won several medals and prizes. The Office of Students' Affairs has organized many events such as the Farewell Badminton Tournament, Alumni Football Match, Goonj, which is the clothes donation drive, International Yoga Day, Expressive Art Therapy, Namaste IIITD, TEDx IIITD, and many more. The Institute has also subscribed to Your Dost, an online counseling and emotional support platform for all students, staff, and faculty. In order to increase the healthy interaction among students, we are introducing 6 houses starting this year. So this batch will miss it, but next batch will. These houses are names after the constellations, and we want our students to reach for the stars. We have also added a daycare facility managed by IPSA for the wards and employees of our students. The Institute's alumni strength currently stands at 2,633. From this year, the Institute has introduced the Young Alumni Award to recognize outstanding accomplishments and achievements of our young alumni who are making a difference in the world through their professional and academic achievements or through their significant contributions to the community. As a part of its outreach activity, the Institute organized a 5-week summer camp 2021 in a physical mode. IIIT Delhi students trained over 125 students from nearby government schools in academic and extracurricular activities in this camp. This year, the Quacquarelli Cements, the QS, ranked IIIT Delhi in the band 351 to 400 in the latest World University Ranking Asia 2023. This is a jump to the next higher band in comparison to last year. IIIT Delhi ranked 13th in the category Top Colleges for Engineering overall and 5th in the category of Emerging Institutions by India Today Rankings 2022. The institute also featured on the spot 177 in the THE Asia Rankings 2022. The THE Impact Ranking, which is actually the SDG-based rankings by Times Higher Education, has ranked the institute 3rd in India under the efforts of SDG number 1, which is no poverty, and 5th under the SDG number 5, which is gender equality. In fact, last week, IIIT received the University of the Year Award in the 10 to 30 year category at the FICCI Higher Education Excellence Awards 2022. Before I conclude, I would like to sincerely thank the various stakeholders whose effort and support has made all this possible. My sincere thanks to our chairman, Mr. Kiran Karnik, the members of the Board of Governors for their guidance and wise counsel, to the government for their continued support, and to all the faculty, staff, and students of this institute for their untiring effort and dedication towards maintaining the high standards of this institute. Finally, dear graduating students, on behalf of IIIT Delhi, I congratulate each one of you for your hard work and your achievements. I applaud you for the grit and perseverance that has brought all of us together to this memorable event to award the honor that you truly deserve. In this world of increasing uncertainty, one thing is certain: you will face challenges. But here at IIIT Delhi, we have taught you to look at each challenge as an opportunity to gain clarity, to think out of the box, to bring out the best in yourself and in those around you. Learn from your mistakes and use every experience as a teacher to make you more aware of who you actually are. Learn to separate the music from the noise and achieve your true potential and make a real difference. Be the leader, be the innovator, be the change maker. And while you go about moving the needle, do lean on the side of kindness and compassion. Do not forget to check your moral compass, your emotional GPS, and your inner thermostat as you navigate the vicissitudes of life. IIIT Delhi has been your family, and as you graduate today, do remember that you will always be a part of it. I'm sure that we can count on you to spread the word about IIIT Delhi and to support those who come behind you. Please continue to be in touch and consider giving back in all respects, including ideas and mind share. We thank you for all that you have done for the Institute and will continue to do to take IIIT to greater heights. For now, stay healthy, work smart, and of course, enjoy life responsibly. I'm confident that all of you have your own unique story to script, your own trail to blaze, and thereby leave permanent footprints in the sands of time. Our best wishes are with you, and I'm sure you will make us and the country proud. Jai Hind. Mr. Chairman, sir, I request you to deliver your address and kindly introduce the chief guest.
Our chief guest, Dr. Arnaba Ghosh, Director, Professor Ranjan Bose, Deans, faculty, staff of the Institute, and our chief guests for today, and also our chief hosts in many ways, the graduating students. Good morning and welcome to all of you. Welcome also to the guardians, parents, invitees, and guests today. Delighted to have you all here. Unfortunately, this being our biggest hall, we can't accommodate all of you together, but I know you're seeing us from wherever you're sitting. I want to spend a few minutes sharing a few thoughts with you before we hear our chief guest. The last 2 years have been very difficult for all of us. And it is indeed such a pleasure to be back here today on campus in person for the convocation. Our last convocation, and some of you would have attended it as students, and of course the faculty and staff would have been here, was in 2019. It's been a long time, and to me it's a great delight to be back at a convocation, seeing the students and their parents with happiness on their faces and expectation in their minds to be here in person and to see so many of you again. We've gone through difficult times. Many of us have gone through personal sorrows and difficulties. Many of us have seen others go through deep pain. Been a dark tunnel, and for some time we didn't know when we were going to get out of it. In fact, as someone said, whether we are going to get out of it at all, individually. Fortunately, those times seem to have gone. As I walked around the campus today, I saw nobody wearing a mask. And to me, that was a great sign. It's a delight to see people's faces and not covered up. To me, that reflects the signs of the times and where we have come. But as you reflect back, do think of a few things which we have learned from there. It's been a great learning experience. It's been a time where travails and difficulties, even hopelessness, took hold of some of us. But we've come out of it. And to me, what's important is what have we learned from it. Many, many different kinds of things. But just to pick one or two of them, the first is the resilience. The fact that we can come back, we can fight back, and that we can do everything we should do. The second, as part of that, is what we together as a country could achieve. Yes, we did go through some difficult times. We probably made a few mistakes. But when you look back, you see the kind of tremendous achievements that were there. Just look at the engineering. When the pandemic first hit us, even on things like ventilators, even things like PPEs, the personal protective equipment, was not made in the country. Very, very little of it. It was being imported, and we had great difficulties. And yet, in a few months, we were not only self-sufficient, we were set to export it to others to help other countries. Vaccination. Not only did we produce vaccines here, we have sent millions of doses out to our friends in other countries and exported them. We were able to produce those by getting together, collaborating, working, and putting our minds to the job. Many, many other instances of what we've been able to achieve in those 2 years. But also important is what we have personally learned. And one of the big things that we learned right here in this institute, that how working as a team and working together and looking at solutions and looking at every problem of how can we get over this has helped us through. We were able to very quickly get back on the academic calendar, to get to online teaching, and I recognize that some of you may have had difficulties, but yet we were able to do something there. We were able to get the courses back and graduate students as we continued our teaching. And I think our faculty and staff deserve special praise for this, and especially the students who went through these difficult times, kept up their motivation, kept up their learning, and saw that at the end of this all, we've learned what we needed to learn. We also learned a big lesson in terms of what happens when such a thing hits not just us, but everybody else around us. And the one big takeaway there is that no one is safe till everyone is safe. If there is one infection, it will infect others and it will multiply. Therefore the lockdowns, therefore the vaccinations, therefore the special care, the quarantines, which many of us have gone through, even personally. But the lesson from that is, again, to repeat, no one is safe till everyone is safe. And I would urge you to think of that and extend it to a much broader scope than just health. That no one is going to be truly healthy till everyone is healthy. That's obvious in terms of the health sector and infections and contagion. But it's equally true in other areas, whether it's economics or whether it is harmony. If there are huge disparities in our society, no one is going to be able to truly enjoy their wealth. It's our job to try and see how can we get everybody up so that no one is left behind. In the same way as we interact in society, it's very important for us to understand that each person deserves respect, conversation, compassion, and take that forward. To me, these are the big lessons that we learned in the last 2 years of what we need to take forward as we forget the pandemic. Not forget it, but at least put it into our past and move ahead to much better times. The other big thing which we learned is all about the power of technology. I mentioned online learning, but everything from simple ordering your groceries at home to interacting with friends without going to their place, without meeting anywhere, to entertainment, all came to us via technology. And the role of technology clearly established itself as being very central to what we need to do. Even though those times have passed when we needed to be locked in, the role and importance of technology and what it can do has not. But what is a challenge is to see how can we use these very powerful tools to solve some of the issues, problems, difficulties that we have. And to me, that's a big challenge. Many of you will create technology. Many of you will help to come up with completely new thoughts and ideas on new equipment, new machines, new software, new algorithms. But there will be many of you who will look at these and say, how can I use it? Not I as in singular, but how can we begin to use it? How can society benefit from this? And I think there are huge opportunities there waiting to be tapped. And to me, the one takeaway from that is a thought again I want to share with you, is that today it is fortunately possible to do well while you do good. When I was growing up, very wrongly, I assumed these are two separate things. They're almost octagonal, that you did well, which means you made a lot of money and maybe fame, whatever, or you did good. And the doing good is signified, if I can use a shorthand image to you, by a person who's gone off into the village in a rural area in a very poor setting and tried to help the people there. That was doing good. And doing well was sitting in a corporate job or running an industry or owning one and making a lot of money. But today, concepts have changed and possibilities have changed. You can do well by doing good. Not doing well and doing good, but doing well by doing good. Let me give you just 2 examples, both from the health area, because that comes quickest to mind. One is top of mind for a reason I'll come to in a moment. But I talked earlier of the pandemic. And I know someone who came up with a lovely design using existing technologies, no great inventions, to convert and embed a mattress with sensors so that you could create a mini ICU or a 90 to 95% ICU at 1/5 the cost or lower. And you can imagine what this might do when you have serious health problems like a pandemic. But even in normal times, in hospitals, in places which don't have facilities, phenomenal thing. And this person did commercialize it, and it's a technology that's available now. He's making good money, I'm sure. But imagine the amount of good it is doing for people and hospitals and clinics that can't afford an ICU, and for patients who need an ICU, but which is too expensive. And here it is something at 1/5 of the cost using existing technologies. The other one, which to me is very recent because I was involved with some awards jury and I was happy that this one got the first prize, is again something that uses much of existing technology with some tweaks and improvements, which is to just use your cell phone to record a cough when you have a problem. And then through AI and ML, it's analyzed to be able to say whether the person can be diagnosed to have what kind of respiratory problem, ranging from tuberculosis, which even today is a huge scourge in our country, to a whole range of other respiratory problems. And this is being taken much further to be able to fine-tune them. And I'm told the reliability is already over 95%. Not enough, let me stress that, for certain health things. But for first-level diagnosis, it's fantastic. I mean, imagine out in difficult areas, typically rural areas where there are very poor health facilities and no diagnostic facilities, to be able to do this because you have connectivity, because you have a handphone, record it, transmit it, and somewhere in some faraway place, it all goes through some very sophisticated machines, computers, algorithms, based on huge amounts of data which have been stored, and comes back with a diagnosis, which says go to hospital and get it re-verified or rechecked, or saying doesn't look like anything, but check again after a month. Imagine the time saving, the cost saving, the kinds of healthcare that you can provide. And this again has come up and is being commercialized. So the person's obviously going to do very well. You can imagine the demand not just in India, but around the globe for such a device. Not just in poorer countries, but even in rich countries where, for whatever reason, somebody is homebound and has difficulty going to the clinic or getting a test done, and gets a first-order diagnostic with such a device. Again, doing well by doing good. So I want to leave that thought with you because many of you will want to or think of going into things which are innovative, creative, and entrepreneurial. So look at what combinations you can do which fulfill your needs for innovating and creating, and yet do so with societal benefit. Just the thought I want to leave with you in the light of all that we've been through. Finally, a few words. I don't want to give you advice because, I think Ranjan has shared some great thoughts with you and good advice for you as you go forward. But just want to leave a bit of a scare with you. And I say this to most graduating batches, so some of you would have heard me say this, that, if not 5 years from now, 10 years from now, much of the information and knowledge that you picked up in your education would be obsolete. It will either be changed, overthrown, or, not of great use. So if you want to continue to do well, if you want to continue to thrive, if you want to continue to be on the cutting edge, you have to continue learning by picking up knowledge, by picking up information, by experience, importantly, by talking to others. So as you step out of these portals today, your education is not over, nor is your learning. Yes, you have a degree. Yes, you can get a job. You will have a job already. You can do what you want. You can teach. You can work. You can start a company, do something else. But your learning is not over because irrespective of what you're doing, what you have learned so far will be obsolete in a few years. It's a rapidly changing world. Technologies are changing it, but so is context. There are societal changes taking place. There are various factors which are changing around the world because of economics, because of geopolitics, because of technology. And you are already stepping into a world that is vastly different from what it was 2-3 years ago. The 3 big C's are now dominating, which, were not existing or back of mind a few years back. And today they're affecting us seriously in every sphere: COVID, conflict, and climate change. And it's on that last part I want to lead you on to our chief guest. But before I introduce him, I do want to say once again a special word of thanks to the director and the faculty, to the staff for seeing us through very difficult times and steering the institute. I'm very proud of where the institute has reached as we mark our 11th convocation. We have a long way to go yet. But you heard in the director's report of the many new initiatives, the many accolades, the improvement in rankings. But it's a long journey we have just started. In the life of an institution, a decade and a half is not very much. But yet, these are times when things change fast, when time is getting telescoped. And so we can no longer look and say that, look, the great institutions which are in the top rankings today are 100+ years old. When we are that old, we'll get there. No. I'm sorry, those times have changed. What was achieved in 100 years now has to be achieved in 10 or 20. So we do have a long way to go. And I'm absolutely sure that with our top-notch faculty, strong support from the staff that's here, we will get to accelerate and get there. But very importantly, it's our alumni who are the major contributors. They make for the reputation of the institution. The work they do reflects back on the institute, and their own give back in terms of ideas, thoughts, coming here, talking, lecturing, mentoring younger students, maybe monetary contributions, why not, will help this institute to move forward fast. And I would urge all of you as you graduate to think of that, to think of the faculty and the staff that helped you, and of course, to think of the parents, guardians, and your social support system that has helped you to get through this and get to where you are today and move forward. My best wishes to the graduating students. I'm very sure that you will fly the flag of IIIT high as you go forward. This is, to repeat what the director said, your family, and you step out, but you never leave us. And we do hope you will come back from time to time, visit us here, and share with us your joys and your successes, as much as your pain, if any. I hope there will be very little. But best wishes to you as you move forward. Thank you. It's now my very pleasant task to not just welcome once again our chief guest, but to introduce him. I've known Arnaba for quite some time now, and he's absolutely brilliant. He's flown the flag of India high in many international gatherings. But let me give you a little bit of his background in a more formal sense. As the director mentioned, he is an international public policy expert, author, columnist, and institution builder, founder of the Council on Energy, Environment, and Water, which is CEEW. He steered the CEEW to the top ranks as one of Asia's leading policy research institutions and among the world's top 20 in a very short period of time. So I think it's a tremendous credit to Arnaba and his team. He's played a formative role in creating the International Solar Alliance, of which India is the initiator, and Arnaba has played a very critical part in that. He's a member of the Clean Energy Access Network, co-author and editor of 4 books, and has worked in 45 countries. Previously worked at Princeton, in Oxford, at the UN Development Program in New York, and the World Trade Organization in Geneva. From 2018, Dr. Ghosh has served on UN's Committee for Development Policy. In 2020, the Government of India appointed him co-chair of the Energy, Environment, and Climate Change track for India's Science, Technology, and Innovation Policy. In 2021, he was appointed as co-chair of the T20 Task Force on Climate Change and Energy for Indonesia's G20 2022 presidency. Most recently, he has been appointed Government of India's G20 Finance Track Advisory Group for India's G20 presidency, which, as you know, we've just taken over and will be the presidency. India will be the president in 2023. Dr. Ghosh is co-chair of the World Economic Forum's Global Future Council on Clean Air, a member of International High-Level Panel of the Environment of Peace Initiative, and serves on the board of Climate Works Foundation. He's a frequent speaker and advisor to governments, industry, and international organizations. He writes a great deal, including 2 monthly columns and various other articles, has hosted or featured several documentaries, and his 2019 TED Talk on air quality, titled Mission 80-80-80, has crossed 250,000 views. He holds a DPhil from Oxford. Dr. Ghosh, thank you for being with us. We'd love to hear you now.
Mr. Kiran Karnik, Chairman of the Board of Governors for IIIT Delhi, Professor Ranjan Bose, Director of IIIT Delhi, members of the faculty, and of course, members of the student body, 500 plus graduating students. But Let me extend a particular congratulations to the 100th PhD student from IIIT-Delhi. Wonderful achievement. Namaskar. Thank you so much for inviting me to your 11th convocation. And of course, as I realize you've not managed to have a convocation in person for 2 years, it's been online, so I'm particularly excited to be back here. As we were unveiling the plaque a few meters away, I was seeing the parents and the students taking photographs. Took me back to when I was graduating. It's obviously an extremely exciting time, so I would request all of you to put a big smile on your faces. Don't look so solemn. It is a solemn occasion, but it is also an extremely happy occasion. I'm, of course, truly humbled to be here for several reasons. First of all, I'm in the company of those for whom I have deep respect. Mr. Kiran Karnik engaged in one of CEW's key projects on global governance when we as an institution were just 4 months old, and has been, of course, a guide and a well-wisher ever since. But he might not recall, but I first met him in the year I graduated from university at a conference. This was before even the new millennium had begun, at a conference on digital technologies and education. So much has happened since then, and so much remains the same in a way. I understand that you here have created several interdisciplinary research centers on AI, design, healthcare, sustainable mobility, some of which Professor Ranjan Bose referred to, the new Center on Quantum Computing, the Center on Human-Centered Computing, the first Medical Robotics Center. I want to congratulate the university for its focus on driving innovation towards the Sustainable Development Goals. Your previous director, Professor Jalote's initiative, NVEEV, is something I've been engaged with for more than a year, and I'm inspired by his vision to bring talent and innovation towards solving problems. Secondly, if I may take a personal turn, I'm in the company of a friend and my colleague, Karthik Ganeshan, and whose wife, Professor Shobha Sundaram, is a senior faculty member here. Thanks to them, I have visited this campus on many occasions before, but it is the first time that I'm delivering a lecture here. And I know they have a very high bar, so I hope I meet it. Thirdly, as a non-engineer, I'm here with much humility, but also a bit of glee. To my wife, Meghna Narayan, who is also a computer science engineer, here she's seated here, and is now a remarkable entrepreneur of nutritious food, I have this message. See, I didn't get an engineering degree, but I did give away some. Jokes aside, this is an important occasion, a solemn occasion, when so many of you graduate from one stage of life and enter another. I remember when I graduated, just before the turn of the millennium. 2 years earlier, India had celebrated its 50th anniversary of independence. And by the end of the decade, India had survived multiple financial crises. It had opened its economy. Its IT sector was getting noticed across the world. And it was soon to be declared an emerging power. Today, it is the 75th year of India's independence. And before you know it, one of you will be delivering a convocation lecture in the year of our centenary. There are many other turns that are underway now, thanks to technology, the economy, society, and politics. I'll come to these issues later, but right now I have a very straightforward message for you. Human beings are very dexterous creatures. With our simple, opposable thumbs, we've been able to hold things, shape tools, and build complex marvels, from bridges spanning canyons to rockets shooting into space. From early childhood, we train our kids to hold a pencil and draw a line. We congratulate those who do the neatest work. As a child, I would enjoy those puzzles that would connect seemingly scattered numbered dots to eventually reveal a figure that was more familiar, like a car or a dog. This simple game is at the heart of the message I want to give you today. What are you more fascinated by? The neatness of the lines connecting the dots. My wife has often told me about the engineering drawing exams that she was often intimidated by. Or are you fascinated by the final drawn outcome? Or are you fascinated by the scatter plot itself? My message to you is, be curious about all three. The randomness of the world we inhabit, the dexterity and the process with which you will thread a narrative across that landscape, and of course the beauty that will emerge from your actions. Engineers, you are trained to design and build. The engineer's world is a system of measures and the precise relationships between them. The engineer's world is also one of imagination, without which we would neither have the pyramids nor the flush toilet. But that imagination is also limited by the parameters of what seems to be physically possible. The engineer is therefore frustrated by variables that are not always quantifiable, let alone predictable. If you think I'm beating up on engineers, don't worry. I'm trained as an economist. Our tribe tends to get frustrated if the world does not fit our assumptions. But this tension between engineered order and societal chaos defines much of how human societies have flourished and perished. So ask this. We are intrigued by the innovation and the orderliness, say, of the sewerage system of the Harappa civilization. But 4,000 years later, why do we have overflowing sewers and drains in a city such as Bangalore, which boasts of tens of thousands of engineers? Or just ask this. Just 65 years after the first man-made satellite was launched into space, we now have the capability to engineer and deploy thousands of microsatellites, not just by heavily funded and secretive national programs, but also those designed by students and launched via private launch vehicles. And yet, why are we moving backwards from the rules that govern humanity's behavior in outer space? Every month, for instance, we are losing 1 more percentage point of the remaining carbon space that is left for us on the planet. And while we have the technologies, why do we not have the ability to hold ourselves accountable for our actions? So I know you're not probably keen on sitting more exams, but I will still pose a problem statement. How does the engineer who designs using parameters within their control factor in the contingencies over which they hold little sway? So let me illustrate this with 4 examples. First, the success of technology versus the failure of society. We are living in a technocentric world. Technological breakthroughs and widespread dissemination of the same have driven a lot of the productivity growth in the last 3 to 4 decades. Land, labor, capital, of course, remain variables of growth, but the X factor has been technology. The internet has been the most consequential tech advancement of our times. Its widespread use has now created new opportunities, from digital identity to to devices speaking to each other for more optimized production and consumption of goods and services. Even in the late 90s, when I was applying for grad school, my access to the internet was limited to a kiosk in the market from where I typed out my application essays. But today, 63% of the world's population is connected to the internet. At the same time, in 2020, a quarter of the world's population did not have safely managed drinking water, and half of the world's people did not have safely managed sanitation. In the 12 months to October 2022, 170 million people got connected to the internet. With a simplistic linear projection, by this time in 2030, another 1.4 billion people would have become internet users. And yet, on current trends, there will remain 1.6 billion people without access to safe drinking water and 2.8 billion people without access to safe sanitation. Advances in biology and computing power will drive a lot of the emerging technologies in the coming years. Of course, Mr. Karnik just talked about vaccines, which were developed within 12 months of the coronavirus having been detected, shrinking a process that takes years into just a few months. But now consider counterfactual. Suppose COVID-19 were not a global pandemic, but a pan-Africa disease. Would we have got a vaccine so quickly? Would we have had a vaccine at all? Despite pneumococcal disease being the biggest killer of children, pneumococcal conjugate vaccines were not developed at scale until the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization placed an advance market commitment to buy millions of doses. And of course, now, because of that program, 215 million children have been vaccinated in 60 countries. So the point is that our technocentric worldview is only a partial one. We should certainly celebrate the success of technology, but we should also acknowledge the failure of society. It is relatively easier to design a device that purifies water. It is much harder to create the political buy-in for safe provision of water and sanitation. It is much easier to sell an air purifier, frustratingly difficult to create a democratic demand for clean air. Technology cannot fix a planet if the people who inhabit it don't want to save it or themselves. Example number 2, energy transitions versus a global energy disorder. Since the time when humans figured out how to start a fire, energy has been at the heart of human civilization. India is going through 4 energy transitions. 2 of them are well underway, namely access to modern energy services for hundreds of millions of people and its shift towards rapid urbanization, which will change the energy patterns in buildings such as these, in our industries, in our transport systems. In 2015, when the Sustainable Development Goals were announced, India had the dubious distinction of having the largest number of people without access to energy. Now, more than 98% of our households are connected to electricity. More than 80% of households have access to clean cooking energy. But while this is a creditable achievement, we should particularly credit the electrical engineers who worked at the last mile, day and night, to electrify 28 million homes in just 18 months. But there are 2 other transitions we are going through which are more complex. With growing energy demand, India will get more deeply integrated into global energy markets. But it must meet this energy demand within a shrinking carbon constraint. Of course, there are technological solutions. When we set up CW in 2010, India had just 20 megawatts of solar. Today it has 60,000 megawatts of solar power, 165,000 megawatts of non-fossil electricity capacity, and it will be the first major economy that will build more renewable energy than its entire electricity system this decade. This breathless marathon of building renewables, 10 megawatts every hour, 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year for the rest of this decade, is a materials challenge, a manpower challenge, a money challenge, but it is also a geopolitical challenge. The Russia-Ukraine crisis has sent oil and gas prices skyrocketing. This could be a moment to double down on clean energy. But if we shifted from importing 80% of our oil to importing 80% of our solar modules, have we really become more energy secure? To be sure, no country has achieved energy independence. Of course, leaders across the world keep promising, but what we need is more interdependence for energy security. And that leads to the other challenge. There is no energy security architecture that serves the energy interests of emerging economies like ours and the emerging energy technologies of the future. Those rules to govern those technologies that are being invented are still missing. Example number 3, the globalization of everything versus the weaponization of everything. Since the end of the Cold War, the last 3 decades, a new wave of globalization swept the world. Goods, services, and ideas were to flow freely. Erstwhile closed economies opened up. New institutional frameworks, such as the World Trade Organization, emerged. This wave of globalization was built on common principles: non-discrimination among trading partners, interoperability of standards and regulations for technology, a degree of differentiation of the responsibilities of rich and poor countries. For rich countries, new markets opened. For developing countries, the prospect of rising per capita incomes was attractive. This was the grand bargain for the last 30 years. 30 years of globalization of everything is now yielding a new reality: the potential weaponization of everything. Trade rules are designed to get economies to lower trade barriers to importing and buying things. But how do we force a country to sell things? What do we do if a supplier of critical minerals refuses to sell those critical minerals, which are at the heart of our advanced technologies? At the height of the Cold War, we had an outer space treaty to prevent weaponization of space. And yet we are now faced with the prospect of an ungoverned cosmos, with state and non-state actors having the power to paralyze our communications, our economies, and our defense networks. The growing political tensions between China and the US are resulting in policies and laws in these countries emerging in a way that you're restricting the access to technology. And as a result, the principles guiding international behavior are shifting. Rather than non-discrimination, we now have emerging blocks of trade, minerals, technology. We have islands of regulation. Rather than convergence of our economic systems, we have divergence of political interests and less multilateral cooperation. In effect, the same technological advances that drove a lot of our recent economic prosperity are also the ones that are now being subjected to more geographical and jurisdictional control. So is there an antidote to such engineered disorder? Should we create trade blocs or more common markets? Will economics dictate political relationships, or will the strategic calculus for the economy be measured by what Carl von Clausewitz said, war with other means? So my final example: reforming multilateralism versus a global economic ungovernance. Against the backdrop of these tensions, there is growing cynicism across the world about the possibility of global cooperation. This world is facing compounding crises. There's a food crisis, a fuel crisis, a finance crisis, and a continuing fever crisis in the form of the pandemic. At the halfway mark of the Sustainable Development Goals, many targets are out of reach. Natural resources are getting exhausted. Carbon space is shrinking. Fiscal resources are stretched. Currency reserves are dwindling. Unlike 1945, at the end of the Second World War, when we created new institutions like the World Bank and so forth, today we need global multilateral banks to deliver resilience. Unlike 1945, when the locus of economic power was also where the countries that generated their own currencies, now the locus of economic power is with emerging economies like India, while countries that are printing currencies are elsewhere. There is a need, therefore, to increase the role of the global South and close the ever-widening gap on technology. We can't build a sustainable planet that widens rather than narrows the technology gap. So we need a new paradigm of technology co-development. This requires joint research, pooling resources, financial and human, managing risks and liability. Let me give you one example. Distributed renewable energy, which can be used for livelihoods in rural India, is a $53 billion investment opportunity. It's a huge fortune at the so-called bottom of the pyramid. But are we creating the frameworks by which we can enable that the advanced technologies are today are going to the most vulnerable? And therefore, let me come to my final provocation. Engineered efficiency versus the agency of engineers. Remember the scatter plot, the connector lines, and the final picture? In each of the examples I've shared with you, the final picture is less clear. The lines are less straight, and the number of dots to connect are many. So I hope my examples have illustrated why technology is an enabler, but not the endpoint, and why I wish that you are curious about the dots, the lines, and the pictures. The legacy of engineers is not in what you build, but in how your invention is used. The phone I use is the same that millions have, but my engagement with the phone is uniquely mine. And that is where good design comes in. The way energy flows in a house, the way traffic flows on a bridge, the way water flows through an irrigation pump, the way cotton is converted into textile that goes into my shirt, all are examples of good design that can yield an engineered efficiency. But there is also the agency of engineers. You can design, as Mr. Karnik said, not just for efficiency, but for good. You can question whether technology is celebrating its own success or is it being put to the service of society. You can look over the horizon at emerging technologies for a cleaner energy future, but you'd also have to anticipate and prevent resource-related conflict. You have a choice of remaining within tech-centric bubbles or to reimagine the relationship between corporations, countries, and global institutions, all with the citizen at the center. The world we have inherited was not like this. It took 2 world wars, decades of a Cold War, and much human misery for us to design an interdependence that was to deliver a better and a common good. That social contract at the national level and that grand bargain at the global level is now fraying. This is the world into which you are entering your professional lives. This is the world that India will have to navigate as it seeks to become a developed economy. This is the flawed world that our beautiful planet has to contend with. This is also the world of possibilities, of cleaner air, safer streets, better food. The basics, you might think, but this is where your innovation and your ingenuity is needed the most. The world where conflict is not eliminated, where consensus is not always achieved, but where respectful, interdependent, and resilient cohabitation is the desired goal. Will you use your skills, your networks, your technologies, your agency to shape such a world? I'm sure many of you chose to become engineers because you like the orderliness of the variables you can control. For the things that you make, may you design them well. You will go ahead and build the world. But I also hope that at least some of you are excited by the millions of permutations that dots and lines can make, generating new possibilities, not just in the built environment, but in the natural, the societal, the economic, and even our political environments. May you be courageous to attempt that change. You will go ahead and shape the world. So many congratulations again. Engineers, may you not just build the world, but shape it in a better image. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ghosh, for that motivating speech. I'm sure the students thoroughly enjoyed it and are looking forward to joining the dots. Mr. Chairman, sir, I request you to kindly present a memento to the chief guest on behalf of IIIT-Delhi. Thank you. Honorable Chancellor could not participate today due to an urgent engagement. He has requested his message to be read out on his behalf. I will now read out the message shared by Honorable Chancellor on his behalf. Dear graduates, distinguished guests, and parents, I welcome you all to the 11th Convocation of IIIT-Delhi. Convocations are an occasion to celebrate for all of us, indeed a red letter day for the graduating students who will step out of the portals of their institutions into an entirely novel sphere and phase of life. This is an occasion also to reflect on our past efforts and achievements and dwell upon the way ahead even as we eagerly anticipate the future. My dear students, as you venture forth with the wings of knowledge provided to you by your alma mater, your teachers, faculty, peers, and family, you have a limitless sky to fly ahead. I, as Chancellor and head of the IIIT family, would like to underline a couple of things on this momentous occasion. Celebrate your personal and individual successes. You have earned them. Equally consider your success in the context of the greater good and the role you might be called upon to play in building and advancing the communities of which you all are a part. Your knowledge, skills, and training enables you to do so. As you venture out in pursuit of gainful employment or higher education, the process of transition will be challenging, yet fulfilling. I'm confident that the values and training that you have acquired at this institute will equip you to face the world with confidence, conviction, and fortitude. Your education can enable a transformation not just in you, but through you, in your immediate professional surroundings, your family, the neighborhood, and society, and indeed the nation and beyond. We welcome you as our next generation researchers, scientists, professionals, entrepreneurs, and leaders. From today onwards, you will have the opportunity and the responsibility of shaping not only your personal future, but that of the nation and humanity itself. My advice to you will be to delve upon the ways in which you might contribute to the good of society, locally and globally, and to the fortunes of our planet. World-class faculty, thriving research, and environment of innovation at your remarkable institute, IIIT-Delhi, has equipped you exceptionally well to positively shape the world. You are graduating amply sensitized to the vulnerabilities, both as physical and social beings. This sensitivity, tied inherently to your talent, imagination, ingenuity, and determination to succeed, gives us all the great hope and immense pride in you. In a short span of time, IIIT-Delhi has grown to become one of India's most promising young institutes. Various Indian and international rankings have recognized the strides made by this institution. This year, QS World University Rankings Asia 2023 has ranked the institute in the 351 to 400 rank, and the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2023 has ranked the institution at 601 to 800 band. The CS rankings placed IIIT-Delhi CSE research at rank 6 in the country. While this may be a matter of satisfaction, as a chancellor, my advice to the director, faculty, and management of the institute will be to remain dissatisfied and ever striving in the pursuit of excellence. The institute attracts the brightest minds because of its reputation for academic excellence and research. It is a matter of pride to know that in the field of research and the institution's faculty and students, they have received various awards and fellowships from industry, government, and academia. The faculty members have also received several prestigious awards and recognition in the past year. 8 faculty members have been featured in the world's top 2% scientist database. I congratulate the institute for setting up 2 new research centers on campus, the Center of Excellence in Human Computing and Center for Quantum Technologies. I'm happy to acknowledge that the campus has signed an MOU to set up the country's first medical cobotics center and an electropreneur park. Through its teaching programs and research, IIIT-Delhi is also committed to the Sustainable Development Goals. It is a matter of pride that the Institute's annual Digital Delhi Conclave, devoted to Sustainable Development Goals, is a significant event in the capital's calendar. It brings academia, policy, and industry into conversation with one another. Research in the domain of sustainable mobility in particular is helping in revamping of the public transport system in Delhi through collaboration between IIIT-Delhi and the Delhi government. I'm confident that the institute will earn more feathers in its cap in the coming years. Even as I count these laurels, I would be falling short of my duties as Chancellor if I do not flag that, though much has been done, far more is required to be done by IIIT-Delhi. As inheritors of the legacy of unparalleled seats of knowledge like Nalanda, Takshila, and Vikramshila, among others, our institutions of higher learning, we have to be engaged in the perennial pursuit of excellence. In this pursuit, the faculty, researchers, scholars, and the students of IIIT-Delhi should single-mindedly be guided by the dictum of inquisitiveness, ingenuity, innovation, invention, and intervention. Dear students, as you leave our campus today with your degree, know that you will always be a part of IIIT-Delhi community, forever connected with us. You will be joining the ever-expanding community of alumni who are now more than 2,600 in number. We are proud of all our alumni and eagerly welcome and applaud news of their accomplishment. I am sure that the list of such accomplishments and achievements is only going to grow. I once again congratulate all the graduating students and their parents on this occasion and wish them all the very best. Thank you. Jai Hind. Let the candidates for the various degrees be presented.
We present all candidates for various degrees. All candidates for all degrees, please rise. I request Chairman Senate to admit the students for the various degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Chairman of the Senate of the Indraprastha Institute of Information Technology, Delhi, I hereby admit the duly qualified candidates listed in the scroll for the respective degrees and charge them to prove worthy of the same. Let the candidates for the award of Chancellor's Medal and other medals be presented.
Honorable Chairman, sir, I request you to give the medal and the certificate to the student. Chancellor's Gold Medal for the best academic performance among the students of all the Bachelor of Technology programs graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Oshin Sachdev, roll number 2018059 of BTech CSE. Thank you. I also present the candidates for the award of various other medals. I request the chief guest to hand over the certificate and the chairman to give the medal to the student. Institute Silver Medal for the best academic performance among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in ECE program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Ritik Goyal, roll number 2018148. and Rohit Rajesh, roll number 2018182. Institute Silver Medal for the best academic performance among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSAM program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Lakshya Agrawal, roll number 2018242. Institute Silver Medal for the best academic performance among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSD program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Sonali Singhal, roll number 2018317. Institute Silver Medal for the best academic performance among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSSS program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Rohma Mehak Khan, roll number 2018362. Institute Silver Medal for the best academic performance among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSB program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Hardik Saini, roll number 2018391. All-round performance medal for the best academic performance and co-curricular accomplishments among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSE program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Vrinda Narayan, roll number 2018120 in absentia. All-round performance medal for the best academic performance and co-curricular accomplishments among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in ECE program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Shubhi Singhal, roll number 2018195. All-round performance medal for the best academic performance and co-curricular accomplishments among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSAM program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Lakshya Agrawal, roll number 2018242. All-round performance medal for the best academic performance and co-curricular accomplishments among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSD program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Arnav Tandon, roll number 2018278. All-round performance medal for the best academic performance and co-curricular accomplishments among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSSS program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Ruhuma Mehak Khan, roll number 2018362. All-round performance medal for the best academic performance and co-curricular accomplishments among all the students of the Bachelor of Technology in CSB program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Vrinda Singhal, roll number 2018421. Gold medal for excellent academic performance among the students of the Master of Technology programs graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Tharun S, roll number MT20119 of MTech CSE. Doctoral Dissertation Award for excellent work in their doctoral dissertation among the students of the Doctor of Philosophy program graduated in the year 2022 is awarded to Krishan Gupta, roll number PhD 16008 for thesis titled Statistical and Machine Learning Based Approaches to Precise Characterization of Cellular Phenotypes. Himani Joshi, roll number PhD 16103 for thesis titled Intelligent and Reconfigurable Ultra-Wideband Spectrum Characterization at Sub-Nyquist Rate in Absentia. Maneet Singh, roll number PhD 15001, thesis titled Facial Analysis under Low Resolution and Disguise Variations. Neelam Sharma, roll number PhD 16201, thesis titled Computational Tools for Designing Therapeutic Molecules Against Virulent Factors of Pathogens. This year, 32 BTech students have graduated with honors degree. While they will receive their degree in degree distribution ceremony, I would like to introduce these students and would request them to please stand up on their seats when I announce the names. Ankit Mishra, roll number 2018019. Oshin Sachdev, roll number 2018059. Pragya Sethi, roll number 2018067. Suchet Agrawal, roll number 2018105. Vibhu Agrawal, roll number 2018116. Vrinda Narayan 2018120 in absentia. Dushyant Panchal, roll number 2018033. Ishan Kapoor, roll number 2018042. Himanshu Garg, roll number 2018337 in absentia. Ira Agrawal, roll number 2018039. Rohit Rajesh, roll number 2018182. Ansh Kumar Sharma, roll number 2018130. Aman Kumar Gupta, roll number 2018217. Anshul Mendrita, roll number 2018219 in absentia. Arka Sarkar, roll number 2018222. Chavi Kirtani, roll number 2018229. Himanshu 2018235. Larika Sehgal 2018243. Nikhil Krishnan 2018248. Manavjeet Singh 2018295 in absentia. Sonali Singhal 2018317. Bhavya Chopra 2018333. Sonali Supriya 2018318. Parmita Jhalani 2018353. Pranay Jain 2018358. Ruhuma Mehak Khan 2018362. Karishma Sinha 2018339. Hardik Saini 2018391. Mohammad Basil Asad 2018397. Shreya Garg 2018415. Vishesh Agrawal 2018420. Chandan Gupta 2018386.
Let the candidates for the PhD degree be presented.
I request the director to hand over the degrees to the student. I present to you 12 candidates in person and 9 candidates in absentia who have duly qualified in the year 2022 to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Rizwana Ahmad, roll number PhD 16113, thesis title, Performance Improvement in Li-Fi Using Advanced Modulation Techniques and Learning-Based Coexistence with Wi-Fi, Supervisor Professor Anand Srivastav in absentia. Dr. Krishan Gupta, roll number PhD 16008, thesis title, Statistical and Machine Learning-Based Approaches to Precise Characterization of Cellular Phenotypes, Supervisor Dr. Debarka Sengupta, Dr. Gaurav Ahuja, Dr. Abhik Ghosh. I request the head CB to assist in hooding. Dr. Himani Joshi, roll number PhD 16103, thesis title, Intelligent and Reconfigurable Ultra-Wideband Spectrum Characterization at Sub-Nyquist Rate, Supervisor Dr. Sumit Darak in absentia. Dr. Maneet Singh, roll number PhD 15001, thesis title Facial Analysis under Low Resolution and Disguise Variations. Supervisors Professor Mayank Vats and Professor Richa Singh. I request a head CSE to assist in hooding. Dr. Satish V, roll number PhD 1208, thesis title Data-Driven Detection and Isolation of Wear-Induced Faults in Industrial Robots. Supervisor Dr. Sachit Butel and Dr. Michael Orkish in absentia. Dr. Ankita Likhiani, roll number PhD 1308, thesis title User Interest and Influence Mining in Location-Based Social Networks. Supervisor Professor Srikant Bedathur in absentia. Dr. Monica Singh, roll number PhD 1312, thesis title Design and Analysis of Approximate Matching Algorithms. Supervisor Dr. Donghun Chang and Dr. Samit Kumar Sandhya in absentia. Dr. Shaili Garg, roll number PhD 16109, thesis title Nanoscale Tunnel Field Effect Transistors for Digital Circuit Applications, Design and Analysis. Supervisor Dr. Sneh Saurabh. I request the supervisor to assist in hooding. Dr. Mitali Sinha, roll number PhD 17001, thesis title Performance Aware Design Space Optimization and Attack Mitigation for Emerging Heterogeneous Architectures. Supervisor Dr. Sujoy Dev in absentia. Dr. Shiv Kumar Gehlot, roll number PhD 16119, thesis title Deep Learning Assisted Methods for Microscopic Blood Cancer Imaging Analysis. Supervisor Professor Anubha Gupta. I request the supervisor to assist in hooding. Dr. Niharika Agrawal, roll number PhD 15110, thesis title Low Complexity Reconfigurable Physical Layer for the L-band Digital Aeronautical Communication System. Supervisor Dr. Sumit Darak. I request the supervisor to assist in hooding. Dr. Mansi Peer, roll number PhD 16117, thesis title User Mobility Aware Device-to-Device and Aerial Communication Networks. Supervisor Dr. Vivek Ashok Bohra and Professor Anand Srivastav in absentia. Dr. Shalin Verma, roll number PhD 16101, thesis title Design, Analysis and Realization of Compact Energy Efficient RF Wireless Power Transfer Systems. Supervisor Professor Mohammad Hashmi. I request the head to assist in hooding. Dr. Shikha Singh, roll number PhD 16116, Thesis title, Learning Algorithms for Non-Intrusive Load Monitoring. Supervisor, Dr. Anshul Mazumdar. I request the supervisor to assist in hooding. Dr. Dilraj Kaur, roll number MT15121, thesis title, In Silico Annotation of Innate Immune System for Identification of Cancer Prognostic Biomarkers. Supervisor, Professor Gajendra Pal Singh Raghav, in absentia. Dr. Monica Jain, roll number PhD 16114, thesis title, Regularized Ensemble Correlation Filter Tracking. Supervisors, Dr. A.V. Subramaniam, Professor Clinton Fuchs, Professor Sridhar Sridharan, Dr. Simon Denman, in absentia. Dr. Anil Sharma, roll number MT12063, thesis title, Intelligent Camera Selections in a Camera Network. Supervisors, Dr. Saket Anand, Dr. Sanjeet Krishnan Kaul. I request the supervisors to assist in hooding. Dr. Shruti Nagpal, roll number PhD 15002, thesis title, Trustworthy Facial Analysis with Scars and Bias Data. Supervisor, Professor Mayank Vats and Professor Richa Singh. I request the HOD CSE to assist in hooding. Dr. Shalini Sharma, roll number PhD 18011, thesis title, Dictionary-Based Time Series Modeling. Supervisor, Dr. Anshul Mazumdar. I request the supervisor to assist in hooding. Dr. Ramni Kaur, roll number PhD 16001, thesis title, Investigating Computational Techniques for Micro-Level and Macro-Level Transportation Problems in Urban Road Network. Supervisors, Professor Vikram Goyal and Dr. Venkat M.V. Gunturi. I request the supervisors to assist in hooding. Dr. Neelam Sharma, roll number PhD 16201, thesis title, Computational Tools for Designing Therapeutic Molecules Against Virulent Factors of Pathogens. Supervisor, Professor Gajendra Pal Singh Raghav. I request the supervisor to assist in hooding. Let the record of the degrees be presented to the chairman for signature. Let the oath be administered. All the graduating students, please rise.
I hereby pledge that it shall be my constant endeavor to be scrupulously honest in the discharge of my duties as engineer and scientist, to uphold the dignity of the individual and the integrity of the profession, to utilize my knowledge of technology and science for the glory of the institute and in the service of country and mankind at large.
Honorable Chairman, sir, I request you to declare the convocation closed.
I declare the convocation closed.
Please rise for the national anthem. The convocation program ends here. MTech dual degree, MTech and BTech graduating students are required to move to their respective hall for degree distribution, then proceed for lunch. CSE department, MTech, dual degree, MTech and BTech students will remain seated in this room C102. ECE department, MTech, dual degree, MTech and BTech students will move to adjacent room C101. CB department, MTech and BTech students will move to A007 R&D building. BTech, CSEM, CSD and CSSS will move to C201 second floor in this building. Parents of the wards are requested to move to the hall where their ward will receive the degree. They do not have to move if they are already sitting in the same hall. Thank you all.
Okay, all CSE students will be sitting here. BTech, MTech and dual degree. PhD student may stay here or they may leave. And all other students, they can move from this gate. Okay. EC will move to the adjacent room, C101, and CSAM, CSD, CAAS, they will move to C201, second floor, and CB student along with CSB BTech student will move to A007 R&D. Please move silently. And I will request the parents who are sitting in other room, for CSC specifically, they can come to C102 after the student move from here.